Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Terry, and this is Teresa Arsenal, and we're from Christian Art Creation, CAC. And we have our wonderful guest with us now. It's Linda Pope, and she's one of our members that we have listed on Christian Art Creation.
So hi, Linda. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks.
Good to see you. And so, Linda, for those who don't know who you are or what you do, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you live, and what you do creatively?
Yeah, sure. I live in Summerside, PEI. I was born here, but I left at a young age and then came back later in life. And something that's always been special in my relationship with God from a young child was my connection with Him through nature. And often the things that I felt, the closeness I felt to Him, I had this desire to create things with my hands. And so when I was younger, I collected a lot of shells, and all through my life, I collected shells and driftwood and just sea treasures, and I would save them. And so later on, I got a chance to create things with the driftwood and the shells and that. But when I was in my 20s, I used to do macrame, and it was quite popular then. And so what happened is when that phased out, and I was always one who liked to dabble, like to try a lot of different things to make with my hands. And so later in the last few years, with fiber art, macrame coming back as being popular, I just felt that that was drawn to that, and I felt that I could incorporate my driftwood, and I can hang some shells from the art pieces. And I just always have felt that that's a way that I was to express creatively my relationship with God.
So with your macrame hangings, which are beautiful, because you put your little treasures in there, people that purchase your works are getting a piece of the island. So that brings me to the name of your company, what you've named it. Maybe you can talk about that a little bit.
Sure. When I used to do, like I said, I dabbled, did a lot of different crafts, and so I came up with that name when I was in the farmers market, and so I just kept that name, and it ends up that I pray that as I'm doing works, a lot of times God is showing me what to do too, and so I'm praying and getting from God a direction, and I just pray that everyone will get a glimpse of the piece of the island through these expressions.
Okay, so just to clarify, there's two ways to spell peace.
Yes.
And so I think it's interesting how you spelled peace in the name of your company.
Yeah, PEACE, peace.
Yes.
God's peace.
So it's a play on words, but it's got a double meaning.
Sure.
Yeah. I really like that.
Yeah.
So you've given us a couple pieces that you want to talk about. Would you like to just share a little bit about the first piece that we have here?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So I call this abundance, and the reason is because I tried to incorporate a lot of the colors and the in PEI. If you're flying over the island, it looks like a patchwork quilt, and someday I hope to do something like that in a macrame hanging. But this is probably my biggest piece. I found it enjoyable because I could be more freestyle. And every section, I actually, if you want to show the close up, so I really had fun with this. As you can see around the center there, that's sort of like a butterfly knot, has those little loops. I also, one of my favorite knots, and you can hardly see it, it's the green, the dark green on the a little bit right to the of the loopy ones. It's called the barrel knot. And it's sort of making a little bead with the it makes little beads. There's actually another one on the left side too, but throughout the strand, I make these, like, they're called barrel knots, but they look like a little bead. And I just had a lot of fun because I got to try a lot of different types of knots to experiment. And I like I said, I call it abundance because I just feel that there's so many beautiful colors, a variety of colors and variety of knots. And I just felt that that was abundance. I did want to say that when I did make that one, I did put it online, and I actually had an order to make probably the largest one I've ever made. It was to be a door hanging, and it was sort of like, the old style, the beaded doorways.
Oh, wow.
During the hippie movement. Well, someone saw that, and they had a cottage, and they wanted me to. They thought that would go well with got the entrance to their bedroom having this
Wow.
hanging door. So I
So
used.
were you able to do that?
Yeah, I did almost. It was very hard because I had to get way up high over my door to make it long enough, and of course it'd be more work. But anyway, that was interesting to get an order from that.
Yeah.
Okay, Linda, I'm going to pull up your full one here.
Okay. Now this piece I call Ocean Dream, and it's all cotton cord. I prefer to work with cotton cord. Now the last wall hanging you saw, I didn't use any cotton cord in it because I was more freestyle. But this, it's very good for like hand dyeing, which I did for this one, and I guess, like I said, my connection with nature, God through nature, has been really special. And I just feel when I'm by the ocean, like with the whites and the blues and just all the beautiful colors and the sounds and the smells, and it just really deeply it connects with me, and I just really feel close to God in those times. So this was a little more work, a little more intricate work. I use it pretty well on all my. I don't know if there's any that I haven't used driftwood. Maybe the round ones, but I like to try different styles. So this is the first one I've made of that kind. And so that's, if you want to show maybe a closer up, that's good. Yeah, so those are called half hitch knots that swirl like that turn.
Yeah, I like
And yeah, so, and then there's, there's basically a few square knots. They're called half hitches. And I forget what the other one is, but anyway, but I really, it's a little more work. And of course, whenever I see a picture, like sometimes I want to copy someone's work or something, but I never can, because if there's no instructions, I have to kind of figure it out myself. So I end up making it a little different. And
Okay.
yeah, but that was, I really enjoyed doing that because I like to hand dye them. They're not, the cotton cord does that really well.
Okay.
I think you have another one. Do you show the color?
Yep, there's one more. Let me just get
Yeah, I'll
that.
show you the blue.
And that'll be just the bottom of it.
Yeah, so that's just a very light blue. Yeah. I have other ones that I've used a darker blue, but that one I call Ocean Dream.
What kind of dye do you use to dye the cotton cord?
I just use the regular powder, just put it in hot water. And I guess there's liquid dyes. I haven't seen any. I don't wear, I really haven't looked around a lot, but I have a lot of powdered dyes, and I don't seem to have any problem with those. Like the
Okay.
hot water. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Very nice.
All right.
Very nice.
Where'd you learn to tie all these knots? Like you talk.
Like I said, I in my 20s, I used to do macrame when it was popular.
Right.
That would be kind of like during the hippie days. And they used to be mostly plant hangers. And I made hanging baskets. I made hanging spice racks. But I never did any wall hangings. And I think that's the thing that's become popular now is macrame or fiber art, whatever you want to call it, wall hangings, which I prefer. I don't have any desire to do plant hangers.
Okay.
Not anymore.
Very good. Very good.
Wow.
Thank you for showing us it. I had no idea, all the intricate knots and even names for different knots and ties and stuff. That's really cool. It's not something that you see a lot of nowadays. Like you said, you saw it like back, for 30, 40 years ago. There were all kinds of everybody was doing macrame, it seemed.
Yes.
But then it got to the point where I don't want to look at it again. But the things that you do are, like you say, you incorporate nature in it and the hand dyed threads and all these intricate knots and everything. And I think you've really elevated from craft to art. That's my opinion anyways. It's more than just like the craft thing where you have the plant hangers and stuff like that. These are real pieces of art, and they really are beautiful. Of course, I like the ones with feathers.
Yeah, I like feathers too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there anything that you would like to say, any parting words of wisdom or inspiration for the people who are watching?
I just feel that whatever you know, area in your life that you feel God's leading you into, just step into it. Like you might have reservations, or you might think, "Oh, I can't do that," but you
Yeah.
should at least try. Give God a chance to show you what you can do.
Yeah.
And I'm just amazed sometimes, like how I might see something, and then God will show me a different way that I can take that basic core idea and make it into something more, or enrich it, or embellish it, or whatever. So,
Mhm.
and I got lots of things to embellish with, but it's like you say, the feathers and stuff, and I've had stones hanging, and just there's sea glass. There's so many things you can do, and I don't like to keep doing the same thing. I like variety, and I
Mhm.
like also to really hear God and to do the thing He shows me to do.
Yeah.
Right.
That's good.
Very good. Okay, well, thanks so much, Linda. It was really good chatting with you, and God bless.
You too. Thank you so much for doing
Okay.